welcome to my vlog. Today, I'm going to be talking about episode 13 of season 16 of Deadliest sketch. And tonight, the boats that are in it are the Wizard, the Southern Wind, the Cornelia Marie, and the Summer Bay. And tonight, there's going to be a bomb cyclone, which means within 24 hours, the pressure will drop 24 millibars in a 24-hour period and will keep going lower. So this is all across the Bering Sea, and it's going to cause rogue waves and waves that are 20 plus feet tall, and it's going to be a crazy episode. So it starts out with the Summer Bay, and they're in St. Paul, and after a week of sitting in port, they finally get their part for their block so they can haul in their pots and it works again. Then it goes to the Wizard, and the Wizard is in the southern grounds, and they're just coming back from a town soak. And when Monty left to go in for a offload, he left the pots on the hot spot he was on. So they're hoping by the time they get back that their hotspot will still be going strong. Then it goes to the Southern Wind, and the Southern Wind is on the spot that Casey and Josh found, and they were on really hot numbers, and Harley decided to second dip, which means set his gear back and let it soak and try and see if he's still on the school, and hopefully he'll still be catching a whole bunch of numbers. And they start going through it, and they're getting 10 all the way up to 30 plus Opelio crab, and that is like king crab numbers, which is not good for Opelio crab. So Harley decides to stack all 200 pots and move up to the Russian border, and he's doing this in a building storm. Then it goes to the Cornelia Marie, and the Cornelia Marie is 58 miles from the 58th parallel where Harley was on the Southern Wind, where they were, but Harley made a move. So then they set their gear, and they're hauling their gear, and they're in the low 100s, and they're like, let's just stay here and see how it goes through our string and how well we do. And they're having waves crash over the port side and bow, and it's just, this bomb cyclone is worse than the Arctic storms, Arctic hurricanes, and storming through the fishing grounds. This is just sending, rocking the boat in all different directions, and it's just creating mayhem. Then it goes to the Southern Wind, and the Southern Wind still stacking their gear and getting ready to move up to the Russian line, and it'll be a 20-hour steam and cost thousands of dollars in fuel and expenses just to get to the Russian-US line. Then it goes to the Summer Bay, and the Summer Bay is pretty low in the low 100s, and Bill doesn't want to move because of the bomb cyclone. He doesn't want to risk having a stack freeze and them having to back set earlier than he wants to, because he was thinking about moving up north. He's like, these numbers are workable, we can work here until the storm gets better, and then we'll move to some better grounds. So they're gonna be on a 50 to 70 hour grind with no sleep. And then it goes to the Wizard, and the Wizard is getting ready to haul in their gear, and they're looking at the crazy weather from their door crew quarters to the deck, and they're just getting ready to go out, and all of a sudden they smell smoke in the crew quarters. So they have to figure out where it is, and it's in the kitchen, and it's coming from their heater. So they have to put that out and then take it apart and just keep it out from there. And that turned out fine, and they went out and started hauling in their gear so they could go up to the U.S.-Russian border line on the Bering Sea to go set their new strings. Then it goes to the southern wind, and the southern wind is getting out to the grounds up by the U.S.-Russian border line, and Harley is going to set all 200 pots on a 50-plus mile string that runs right on the U.S.-Russian border, and he's going to catch the school of opilio crab that is migrating from U.S. waters to Russian waters. So he's setting his gear, and then it goes to the Cornelia Marie, and the Cornelia Marie is in our gear, and they have waves just crashing over and making it really rough, and they're hauling in their gear. The numbers are getting better. They're at like 180 plus opilio crab, which is really good. So then it goes to the Summer Bay, and the Summer Bay is Wild Bill and the crew had been up for 25 straight hours, and they're just staying on the lower numbers, and it's going good. Then it goes to the southern wind, and the southern wind, they start going through their gear, and they're getting 400 plus opilio crab in each pot right on the U.S.-Russian borderline, and they're almost getting 500 opilio crab, which is really good, and if they keep up on those numbers, that'll fill up their tank, and that'll be pretty much their season for opilio season. Then it goes to the Wizard, and the Wizard is still stacking their gear and getting ready to head up to the U.S.-Russian border. On the southern wind, while the crew was getting ready to go out and haul their gear, a giant rogue wave comes over the port side, and it mashes over the port side, and water gets into the ventilation shafts, and it goes into Munsey, who's the engineer on the southern wind, goes in his room, and it was pretty crazy seeing that. The Cornelia Marie is hauling in their gear, and they're getting 300 plus opilio crab in each pot, which is really good, and knocked all the crab out of the pot onto the sorting table, and all of a sudden the boat takes a roll, and a giant wave comes over the port side, and it douses the crew, and Maria, who's the greenhorn on the Cornelia Marie, she's on the table and sorting, and since the wave hit hard, it makes the boat roll, and she starts sliding away from the table, and the roll dumps 300 plus pounds of opilio crab out on the deck, and Maria slides on it, and she lands face first into the opilio crab on the deck. That happens, and they're all kind of laughing and joking about it, and then they get back to hauling in opilio pots, and then it goes to the Summer Bay, and the Summer Bay is on 5 hours short of 48 hours, and Wild Bill had been up for basically 2 days, and they're hauling in gear, and they're getting 150 plus opilio crab per pot, and Wild Bill is nodding off, which is really bad to do on the Bering Sea, is nodding off, and that is how episode 13 of season 16 of Deadliest Catch ends. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and please share this video with your friends and family. Also, don't forget to hit the bell icon down below so you can be notified when I upload videos. Thank you guys for watching, and if you ain't dreaming, you ain't living. Don't forget to dream big.